Alright, we're back. Waldorf and Statler, and this time we're looking at the deployment phase.
Which is section...
What's that?
8 of the rulebook,
Section
right?
8 of the rulebook.
Yeah.
Yep. Deployment phase. Determine who deploys first, take turns deploying units. Deploy remaining units. Everything's kind of standard, what it's always been. Deploy scouts before Vanguard. So, I mean, all that's kind of standard,
and
right?
First turn. Yeah, pretty
Nothing
much.
really changed there. This is the player who did not choose the deployment zone decides which player deploys first.
Right, instead of automatically.
Right, instead of automatically, which is, you know, again, nice little adjustment, trying to kind of balance the advantage of choosing sides.
Right.
And deploying units, this is where one of the biggest changes in the 9th Age came from the 8th edition as far as starting the game. And that is, when it's your turn to deploy a unit, you can deploy as many units as you want.
Right.
So, in other words, I get to deploy the first unit. I can drop my entire army. And I get +1 to go first for every unit you have not deployed. So basically, I can guarantee going first. The disadvantage is you see where all my units are and you can deploy accordingly.
Right.
So there's a trade-off there, and I actually kind of like what this adds to the game.
I do too. I mean, I think a lot of people think you just automatically deploy everything first.
No.
Just so you can deal with it, but that's not the case. It really depends on your army build.
It depends what your army
You know,
is.
if you're going to castle in the corner and then shoot the heck out of people, then yeah, you want to do that.
Unfortunately,
You know.
the one downside to this whole thing is this helps the Dwarven Gunline army, which
Yes.
does not need help,
Yes.
because they can pretty much guarantee they're going to go first if they get that
Oh, why would they
roll
want
off.
to do that? They have no really good artillery to do that.
Yeah, it's not like they're going to hurt you from a distance, is it?
No. Or from up close.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, that's the one downside to this, is it
Yeah.
helps the armies that really didn't need help.
Right. I think it some gun lines, like Empire gun line, which is good, but it's not great, and they need it to survive because they don't have the fighting capability of, say, like the dwarves or the chaos dwarves. I'm sorry, the infernal dwarves.
The infernal
Yeah.
dwarves.
So but I do think it's a nice addition to the game, and I think in a lot of cases it actually also speeds up the start of the game.
It does.
Because a lot of times you get to a point when you go, okay, I'm just setting everything up.
Right.
I mean, we used to do that anyway just because we got tired. You know? So, yeah.
Yeah, your main battle line was down. You knew where you were
Yeah,
going to be. You might as well just
exactly.
deploy.
There's no psyching required.
Right. Now you get an advantage for doing that.
Yeah.
Deploy your remaining units. Nothing big.
Right.
Rolling for the first turn. What we talked about before, where you add.
Well, this is the important thing of it's not just.
Oh, I didn't see this.
It's the deployment number. It's because it's a modifier to your die roll.
Correct. Now, here's something that I hadn't noticed until just now.
What's that?
If you roll a tie, the player who finished deploying second wins.
Right.
I'd never noticed that before.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. That's kind of interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I learned something. Helps to read the rules every once in a while, doesn't it?
Yeah. We'll forget them anyway.
No one's pulled that on me yet, so.
Yeah.
But that was the deployment phase. I mean, it's quick, simple. It's a one-page thing. Like I said, the biggest change is the being able to drop your entire army and.
Yeah. Well, it's now there's actually a tactical aspect to it that it wasn't before.
Correct.
It was just before I was hoping you got the die roll and
Well,
you know.
also this has some change on the way you build your army, because it used to be there was always that thing of building a lot of small units, not just for chaff, but little cheap units to out-deploy your opponent,
Right.
to force him into
That was one of the
determining his
advantages
battle
of
line.
MSU lists.
correct
You know, so,
over the other ones.
Yeah, it was you get your drops.
Correct. So you could drop a bunch of worthless, because I mean I used to use pump wagons and single trolls, and
Right.
I could have 300 points of stuff down, and the other my opponent has everything,
And
or at least his important stuff. And anyway,
I used to do that a lot with elves. I always have a lot of drops. So with
Right.
Sylvan elves.
and that kind of takes away from that a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the deployment
Yeah,
zone.
and it's another
deployment phase.
positive change.
Positive change, of course. Yes. All right, and we're going to be done with that, and we'll move on.
On to our next video.